Very warm greetings. This is G. Raghu, Assistant Professor of Commerce, working at Government Degree College, Nirmal, Telangana. Today, we are going to learn about the preparation of journal. This is under the BCom first year syllabus, subject Financial Accounting. Journal is a book in which we record all business transactions first time. About this, we are going to learn. Already we said that all the business transactions are recorded first time in this book. That's why it's called book of first entry or original entry. And also all the transactions are recorded in chronological order or daily basis. That's why this book journal is also called as a day book. So any small organization maintain only one journal. In a big organizations, with the help of subsidiary books, the business transactions are recorded. So journal is a daily record of business transactions. It is a book of original entry in which all transactions are recorded in the form of entries. That is called journal entry. Any business transaction recorded in a journal is called as a journal entry. The journal records all daily transactions of business in order in which they occur, that is in chronological order, day by day, on daily basis. The transactions are recorded in this journal. It is the book in which transactions are recorded first of all under the double entry system. Double entry system means for every transactions, every transaction, there is a two aspects are there. One is receiving item, another one is giving item. So based on double entry system, this journal is prepared. The entries are posted in the ledger from the journal. So this is the first book, and the next one is that is called ledger. After writing all transactions in the journal as a journal entries, these entries are transferred to posted in a ledger. That is the next step. Thus the journal is used for purpose of maintaining a continuous record of all transactions. All business transactions which have monetary value are recorded in journal. Thus the journal is used for the purpose of maintaining a continuous record. The process of recording transactions in the journal is called as a journalizing entries. So it is a journal entries. The pro forma of journal is given here. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 column book. In this one, first one is date, second one is particulars, third column ledger file, that is the page number in the ledger, which the transaction it will be posted in the ledger. Then debit rupees and the credit rupees. Here we have to remember one thing. What is this? For any transaction, this journal is written on the basis of the double entry system. That is, for in every transaction there is a receiving item and a giving item. So that receiving item, giving item is called debit and credit. for every transaction, one amount will be debited and another amount will be credited. That is the thing. So journal, date, particulars, ledger file, debit and credit. This is the pro forma for journal. Now we are going to see one by one explanations of the items or columns. First one is date. That is the date of transaction is recorded or the transactions occurred. So in this first column, that is the date column, we write the date. Next one, in particulars column, the name of account which transactions affects is entered. So in every transaction, one is the debit item, another one is credit item. So in every transaction, one account will be debited, another account will be credited. First we analyze it and then write in the two accounts, names of two accounts in the particulars columns. One is debit column, debit account, and another one is credit account. The symbol of debtor is written at the right end of the particulars column on the same line of the account debited. Then the name of the account to be credited is entered on the next line with a prefix to. For example, salaries paid, salaries account debtor. So the DR will be entered. Then to, which account will be credited? The account that is crediting we are crediting, that account will start with a prefix of to. So salaries account debtor to cash account. So that is the thing. In this particular column we write this. And one more thing in this particular column is the small narration about the transaction is also written in the journal entry, so that we can recognize that the transaction in the later time. Next one is ledger file. In ledger file column, the page number in the ledger to which the entry is finally transferred or posted is entered. So suppose salaries account debtor, this salaries account is maintaining in which page in the ledger? That page will be, the ledger page will be written in the ledger file LF. Okay, and to cash account, the second one, we are creating account. Which account we are creating? In this example, that is a cash account. In this cash account is we are maintaining in the which page of the ledger. So this is the importance of the ledger file or ledger page. Then amount debit. So the debit amount is recorded in the debit column, and amount credit. Okay, this will be written in the credit side column. So the credit amount is recorded in the credit column. This is the 5 particulars we will write. Date, okay, the date of transaction. Particulars, in this one we write the entry and the small narration, the small narration of the transaction. Ledger file, ledger page number, the both of accounts affected, and the amount debit and amount credit. These are all. Next one, advantage of using journal. What are the advantages? It provides a date-wise record of all business transactions. It is humanly not possible to remember all the business transactions, so that we are writing a register, a book, maintaining a book, or maintaining in the computers. So the journal is basically recording for future purpose of business transactions. So journal provides date-wise record of all business transactions. Second one, it provides explanation of the transactions. What is the journal entries? Salaries account debtor to cash account. This is the entry. This is the entry, but what was the transaction for this entry? Small narration will be there. Salaries paid. So date is there, general entry is there in, okay, then small narration of the business transaction is also we record it. That is the advantage. It shows all necessary information regarding the transactions. amount, affected two accounts, narration and date. Everything is available on journal. It helps to locate and prevent errors. If it is journal is properly maintained, all records of the business entity will be properly without any mistake or error. We can maintain the all books. Then we coming on to the next one, that is the classification of accounts. Classification of accounts. Here accounts are classified into basically two groups, that is personal accounts and impersonal accounts. And impersonal accounts further divided or subdivided into two categories, that is real accounts and nominal accounts. Here an account is a summary of the record of all transactions relating to a person, asset, expenses or gain. So account is a summary of all transactions of an item. That item means person or asset or expenses or gain. It has two sides. Left hand side is called debit side, right hand side is called credit side. So accounts are broadly are two types, but in general we say it as a accounts are three types. That is personal account, next one real account, and third one is nominal account. Here this is a pro forma of an account. Here it is a heading, name of the account, Rama's account. Next, salaries account, rent account, missionary account, furniture account. This is called heading, title of the account. Here this part, left hand side part is called debit and the right hand side part is called credit. So in the debit side as well as in the credit side, same types of columns are there: date, particulars, journal file. Earlier in journal we wrote the ledger file. Here we are writing the journal file, journal page number of the journal and the amount. Same columns appear on the credit side or the right hand side of the account. Here personal accounts. Okay, personal accounts are accounts of persons with whom a concern carries on business. Personal accounts may be accounts of natural persons, any natural person, the Gopal, Suresh, Ravi, Ramu. Then accounts of artificial persons are firms, Syndicate Bank, Andhra Bank, Ramu and Shamu and Company, like that, any kind of firms. Next, third category is representative personal accounts. These are also personal accounts. Instead of writing a name of a person, we use such things like outstanding salaries or salaries prepaid. That means outstanding expenses prepaid, or prepaid insurance, income received in advance. Okay, these are the representative. These are accounts of examples for the representative personal accounts. So personal accounts are natural persons, then artificial persons are firms, organizations, names of organizations, and the representative personal accounts. Then comes the next one is real accounts. Accounts relating to the properties or assets of a trader are known as a real accounts. It includes tangible assets such as buildings, furniture, cash, etc. and also intangible assets like goodwill, trademark, patents, like that. So real account means asset, any kind of assets, whether it is in simple terms, either fixed assets or current assets. This comes under the real accounts. Next one is nominal accounts. Nominal accounts deals with the This account dealing with the expenses, losses, gains, and incomes are called nominal accounts. Examples: salaries account is expense account, nominal account. Rent account is a expense, nominal account. Commission received is a income, it's a nominal account. So accounts are classified into three categories: personal accounts, real accounts, nominal accounts. Personal accounts, name of the persons and organizations. Real accounts, all kinds of assets. Nominal accounts related to expenses, losses, gains, and incomes. Then the steps. The steps required to journalize the business transactions. When a business transaction occurs, first ascertain two accounts involved in the transactions. Example: salaries paid rupees 10,000. First, we have to ascertain the two accounts in it. We are paying 10,000. 10,000 is the cash. We are paying for what? Salaries. So here two accounts in this transaction are: one is salaries and second one is cash. Then see the nature of accounts involved. What is mean by nature of the accounts? Salaries. Salary is an expense. All expenses comes under nominal accounts. So first account in the transactions deals with the nominal account, and second one is cash. 10,000 rupees is a cash. Cash comes under the real account, that is asset. Asset comes under the real accounts. So two accounts involved in this transaction. One is nominal account. Second one is real account. Then apply the relevant rules for debit and credit and find out which account is to be debited and which account to be credited. First one, salaries, expense, nominal account. In nominal account, debit credit rules for nominal account. Debit the expenses. So debit the salaries account debtor. Then cash asset real account. In real account, debit what comes in, credit what goes out. We are paying cash, so cash is going out. So we have to credit the cash account. For that, the entry will be salaries account debtor to cash account. Once again, first step, ascertain the two accounts involved in the business transaction. Then nature of the accounts involved in the transaction. Then apply the debit credit rules and write the journal entry. Here, to remember this business accounting rules or conventional rules or debit credit rules in simple terms for all three accounts: personal accounts, real accounts, and nominal accounts are given here. For personal account, debit the receiver, credit the giver. Person whoever receiving anything, receiving a benefit from the business entity, this account must be debited. Then any person is giving any benefit to the business entity, then credit is account. Next one is real accounts. Real accounts, debit what comes in. When we purchase an asset, we receive asset. Machinery purchased, machinery, debit the machinery account. Furniture purchased, debit the furniture account. Credit what goes out. Okay, when we sold a machinery, when we sold a furniture, old furniture, this account will be credited. So in real accounts, debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Next one is nominal accounts. In nominal accounts, debit all expenses and losses. Debit all expenses and losses. For example, salary is an expense, debit it. Bad debts, it's a loss, debit it. Credit, income, commission received, rent received, interest on investments received, income, so credit it. Or any profit on sale of asset, it's a gain or profit, so credit it. These are all the rules for debit credit rules for writing the or analyzing a business transaction, writing a journal entries in the journal. Once again, to recap, personal account, debit the receiver, credit the giver. Real account, debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Nominal account, debit all expenses and losses, credit incomes and gains. Okay, now we are going to look at some question and answers. Here, this is the question for us. In this, we are going to look at some examples. First one is journalize the following transactions. Carefully observe the transaction one by one and remember the special notes. I read it out. Ram commenced business with cash rupees 50,000. Deposited cash in bank 40,000. Purchased machinery, payment made by check 20,000. Received commission from Sharath 400. Paid salary to Arun 300. Here, Ram commenced business with cash. First, we have to analyze it. Ram commenced business with cash means here, for in the point of view of the business entity, business concern or business firm, we are receiving cash rupees 50,000. Cash 50,000 we are receiving. Cash is a asset real account receiving debit the receiver. Sorry, debit what comes in. So debit the cash account. Who is giving this 50,000? Ram is giving. Ram is a personal account. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. So he is giving, his account will be credited. So cash account will be debited and Ram account will be credited. But here we have to remember one thing. What is that? Ram is commencing business means he is the owner. As a general rule, we have to remember that the name of the owner will not appear in the books of the business entity. He won't write his own name in his books, business books or account books. So instead of writing his name, we use the term capital. So capital here is not a real account. Capital means it is not a real account, it is a personal account. Instead of writing the name of the owner, we are using the term capital. So what is the entry for this one? Cash is received, Ram is giving. Ram is himself is the owner of the business. So capital account is credited. Then cash account debtor to capital account. How to write this? First we have to put an heading, that is journal, that is heading. In the books of whom? In the books of Mr. Ram. So first write the date. Date is not given in the question. Okay. Then we are taking, that is something like 25th July 2019. Cash is coming in, so we have to debit the cash account. Here, cash account we have to write here, and date we have to use the letters DR for debit transaction. So write amount in the debit column. Which account will be credited? The to capital account. Any credited item will be prefixed with a 2 and write the amount in the credit column. Then short description of the transaction we have to write here, that is being cash invested in business. This is the first transaction. So here ends the first entry. So underline the particular portion of the column. Okay, here ends the first transaction. Then moving on to the second transaction, that is deposited in bank 40,000. 40,000 cash is deposited in the bank. So cash is going out, bank is receiving. Bank is an organization or institution. It comes under personal account. Bank receiving, debit the receiver. So bank account will be debited. Bank account will be debited. And cash is going out. Cash, asset, real account. In real account, debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Cash is going out, so we have to credit the cash account. For that, here on 25th, date is the same. Okay, no problem that. First, bank is the receiver, so debit the bank account with 40,000 in the debit column. Then credit the cash account. Okay, the amount in the credit column. Amount in the credit column. Okay, now bank account data to cash account. Underline it. Okay, being cash deposited in the bank is the narration. So this is the narration for the second transaction. Now look at the third one. What is the third transaction? Third one is purchased machinery, payment made by check rupees 20,000. Okay, here is the next thing. What is one? It is machinery purchased. Machinery is an asset. Machinery is an asset. So machinery asset purchased means we are receiving. Okay, our machinery is coming in. So as per the debit credit rules of the real accounts, debit what comes in. So machinery purchase means machinery is coming into the office or business entity, so debit the machinery account. Then payment made by check. Check means paying by the bank, paying through the bank. So bank is an organization. It is giving the benefit to the organization, to our business. So banker is the giver. Machinery coming into the organization, and payment made by the bank is the giver. So credit the giver. The entry for this one is, here we have to first write the date, machinery account debtor, write in the debit column. 2, bank account, bank is the giver, so write amount in the credit side. For narration, being machinery purchased, payment made through check. Okay, this is the transaction. Next one, received commission from Sharath. Received commission from Sharath rupees 400. Okay, for this, commission is received. Commission is received from Sharath. Okay, so many items are there. Received commission from Sharath rupees 400. Here 400 is the cash, and Sharath is also there, and commission also there. It seems, it appears on the face of the transaction is that there are 3 accounts involved. But as a simple rule, as a general rule, always remember that with nominal accounts, never write a name of a person. So this is a general rule for that. Here we have to ignore the name of the person, that is Sharath. We receiving 400 as a commission. Who is paying, it is immaterial. So ignore the name of the person. Okay. Based on this explanation, first cash we are receiving 400 rupees, we are receiving cash, asset, real account, cash coming in, debit it, debit the cash account. Okay, rupees 400. Okay, we are receiving 400 rupees in the way of commission. Commission is the income, commission is earned amount, so income. Nominal account, all expenses debited, incomes are credited as per nominal account rules. So this is the income, so we have to credit the commission account. Small narration for that, being commission received from the Sharath. In narration we can write the name of the person from whom we received the commission, but in the in any transaction which deals with the nominal account, okay, we never write a name of a person. Okay, please remember that. Next one is paid salary to Arun. Paid salary to Arun. We are paying salary. Salary in expense nominal account, so ignore the name of the person. Okay, name of the person means Arun. Ignore his name. Now salary is paid. Salary is paid, amount 300. So salaries date is the same. Salary is a nominal account, expense nominal account, expenses will be debited, so debit the 300 rupees. We are paying cash, cash is asset real account, cash is going out, credit it. So the entry for this one is salaries account data to cash account. Okay, so being salary paid to Arun. Here ends the entire problem, so underline from the entire width of the table. Okay, here ends the first exercise. Next, moving on to next one. In this one, generalize the following transactions with a narration. Here date is given 2013 April 1st. Received cash from Swati. Okay, received cash from Swati. Here no nominal account is there. We purely receiving cash from Swati. For what purpose we don't know, but we receiving the cash. Cash is coming in, so cash account will be debited. Who is giving? Swati. Swati is the giver. Credit the giver. So entry for this one is cash account data to Swati account 40,000. Next, on 5th, purchased goods from Sarita. Purchased goods from Sarita, rupees 15,000. Here also we have to learn one thing as a general rule. Here we are purchasing goods, means it's a stock, business items. Okay, we are from Sarita. Until or unless the cash is not given, purchased goods from Sarita on cash, then only we treat it as a cash transaction. If there is no mention of the cash or check, such transactions are credit transactions. It means that goods purchased from Sarita rupees 15,000 means it is a credit transaction. We are receiving goods worth of 15,000. Now no amount is paid, so Sarita is giving. So Sarita is a creditor. In this sense, purchases goods means we treat it as a sometimes as a nominal account as expense purchases. Sometimes we use it as a real account. But in modern accounting, we are considering purchase as a expense, as a nominal account. So purchases nominal account, debit the purchase account. Okay. Here once again I am telling that purchases goods generally in conventional previously used to say it is a real account. Okay, whatever it may be, the rule is the same. Goods purchased means goods are coming in, so debit the goods account. If it is considered as expense, also it is expense debited. Okay. For your convenience, I am using it as a real account. Purchase account debtor to Sarita account. Then sold goods to Lalita. Here also 25,000 worth of goods sold to Lalita, but no mentioning in this transaction. There is no mention of the cash, so it is also credit transaction. It means that we are selling goods to Lalita. Lalita is receiving, debit the receiver, goods are going out, so sales account will be credited. Lalita account data to sales account. Then Lalita returned goods. We are receiving goods, that is sales returns. Okay, when goods are received, debit the goods account, that is sales returns account. Who is giving? Lalita is giving, so credit the Lalita accounts. Goods account means sales returns account data to Lalita's account. Next, 15th, bought furniture from Kavita. Here also we are purchasing furniture. Name of a person is given, but there is no mention of the cash or bank or check. So this is also a credit transaction. Here furniture is asset, we are receiving, debit it. Kavita is giving, is a creditor. So furniture account data to Kavita account. Now one by one we try to journalize. First heading, journal. Okay. In the books of Mr. X. In the question, person's owner's name is not given, so we are using it as X. Date 1st April. First received cash from Swati. So cash account data to Swati account. Okay, cash account data to Swati account. Then small narration, being cash received from Swati. Next and 5th, purchased goods. Purchased goods from Sarita, means purchase account data to Sarita account. Okay, purchase account will be debited. We are receiving goods, debit the amount. From whom? From Sarita. It is a credit transaction. Credit the Sarita's account. Being goods purchased on credit from Sarita. Okay. Next. Here on 8th of April, what is the transaction? Goods sold to Lalita. It is also credit transaction. Lalita account debited and sales account will be credited. This is also credit transaction, being goods sold on credit to Lalita. Next on 10th, sales returns. Here goods returned by Lalita. So this is called sales returns. Okay, here sales returns account data 500. From whom we are receiving it? From Lalita. Okay, so credit the Lalita's account. Narration is being goods returned by Lalita. Look here, when Lalita is receiving, we debiting her account. When she is giving goods, her account will be credited. It's a nominal account. Okay, debit the receiver, credit the giver. As well as sales returns are goods. When goods are coming in, means sales returns, we are debiting here. When goods are going out, as per real account rules, okay, we are creating the sales account. Okay. Next and last transaction is furniture purchased on credit. From whom? From Kavita. So furniture is an asset. Okay, debit what comes in, furniture account is debited. Kavita is giving, so Kavita's account will be credited. Narration is, okay, being furniture purchased on credit. Okay, here ends the sum. So we underline the entire columns of the table. Next one is one more example. Journalize the following transaction in the books of Basu. Okay, is the owner of the business. Basu sold goods to Chaudhary for rupees 750 against a check. Okay, here sold goods to Chaudhary rupees 750 against a check. Here check is mentioned, so you need not take the name of a person, Chaudhary. we are receiving check means this amount will be deposited in the bank. Bank is the receiver. Okay, bank is the receiver. We are selling goods. Goods are going out. So goods are going out. So as per real accounts, okay, when goods are going out, we credit the asset account. Here the entry for this is bank is the receiver, debit bank account debtor. Goods are sold, goods account will be credited. Instead of writing goods, we write as a sales account. Okay, bank account debtor to sales account. Received as a commission 400. Commission received is a income. Commission paid is a expense. Here is a income 400 received. So 400 cash debit what comes in. So cash account debtor. Commission is the income. Income credit the all incomes. So cash account debtor to commission. Next, bank paid rupees 300 directly insurance premium of Basu. Okay, insurance premium of Basu means bank rupees 300. Okay, here we have to understand the concept. From our bank, that is the business account, from the business account, okay, 300 paid to the owner means it's a called drawings. Basu is receiving. Basu is receiving and bank is paying. For what? Insurance premium. Insurance premium or other expenses of Basu, whatever it may be, this is called as a drawing. Owner is taking away rupees 300 from the bank of the business entity. So here Basu account, Basu is the receiver, bank is paying. Both are the personal accounts. In personal accounts, debit the receiver, Basu account will be debited, is the owner, his name will not be written in the books. So instead of his writing his name, we write as drawings account, and bank is paying, bank account will be credited. Here drawings account data to bank account. Next, cash deposited into the bank 5,000. Bank is the receiver, debited, cash is going out, credited. Bank account data to cash account. Then withdrawn cash from the bank for personal expenses 850. Here also for expenses, who is receiving this 850? Who is receiving? Owner. That is Basu. Basu is receiving. Basu is receiving means you have to debit the Basu's account, means owner's account, means drawings account. You have to debit the drawings account from where? From bank. So bank is giving, credit the giver, credit the bank account. So drawings account data to bank account 850 rupees. Okay, this is the 5 transactions we are going to enter the next one. Look here, first heading is compulsory. Okay, journal in the books of Mr. Basu. Date 37/19. Here first one is the bank account data to whose account? Sales account. Okay, bank account data to sales account. What is the narration? Being goods sold to Chaudhary and received check. Check is received, so we need not mention about the name of the person. In narration, we are mentioning from whom this amount, this transaction was take place. But actually, in this one, bank account data to sales account, Chaudhary's name is ignored because it is a cash transaction. Next one, on the same date, cash account data to commission account. Commission is received. So being commission is received. Commission is the income, cash is we are receiving. Next, on the same date, here actually insurance premium account data to insurance premium account data to bank account. Okay, actually this one is not insurance premium. Actually this one is a, if Basu is paying for his own insurance, personal insurance, then here comes the drawings account, not insurance premium account. Okay, for to clarify this one, I write this one. Actually, what you have to write? What you have to write here? Here you have to write here as a not insurance premium account. What you have to write? Here you have to write as a Basu account. Why Basu account? Basu is the receiver. Basu is receiving the amount. And one more thing, we shall not write his name also. He is the owner. So what we have to write? Here we have to write as a drawings account. Okay. So drawings account we have to write here. Drawings account data to bank account. This is the transaction. So you not insurance account because this is the expense, not the expense of the business entity. It is the personal expense, and you should not also write the name of the person because is the owner. Instead of that, we write as a drawings account data to bank account. So being insurance paid by the bank of for Basus personal insurance. Next one is last transactions bank account. Okay, data to cash account. Okay, why this one? Being cash deposited in bank. Okay, cash is deposited in bank account data to cash account. Bank is the receiver. Okay, simple one. Next, last one is this is the drawings account data to bank account. Already I explained in the earlier example, earlier journal entry, that is the not insurance premium, not Basus name. There we write as a drawings account. Okay, here I directly mentioning the drawings account. Okay, please remember, paying the withdrawn from the bank for personal use. Personal use means Basus name, Basus account data to bank account. We don't write Basus name or owner's name. Instead of that, we are writing the drawings account. So here ends drawings account data to bank account, being cash withdrawn from the bank. So here ends the topic of the journal. Okay, thank you very much.